Analysis and Warzone simply because nobody else does it. I'm here to talk about the Assen GP, what happened, review the race, and to talk a little bit about Viñales as well. Yeah, Maverick 2022 rider lineup looking a lot more interesting now. So we'll kind of talk about that after the race review. So just set up the stream, give me a minute, and I will be back.
We're holding for deployment. Now's a good time to warm up. Enemy dropping into the AO. Alright, that's enough mucking about. Now we do this.
Right, that's me set up now. Hope you've had a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed the MotoGP race as well. Please, I am going to be talking about the race results, the performances, and everything about MotoGP that happened over the course of the race weekend. So please, if you haven't seen the race,
avoid the gas. Get
please
to the safe zone.
go and have a look and come back
LZ marked.
once you know the results, if you want to. If you're happy to get the results here, then please stay tuned. Again, like, subscribe as usual, and please help me grow the channel. It would be much appreciated. So, a bit sort of personally, what's been going on this week? Not a lot, to be quite honest. We have been self-isolating. If you did view the stream last week, you'll know that my two daughters who go to the same school, their school had a couple of COVID positive tests. And therefore the girls have been self-isolating. Weirdly, in the UK,
Eliminate all targets in the AO.
you don't actually need to self-isolate if you haven't been in close contact. So, for example, me and my wife are fine, and we can go out. Because quite simply, we haven't been near anybody that was potentially, or not knowingly, been near somebody that's potentially got COVID. That's kind of how it works in the UK at the moment. So we've been free to travel around and do kind of what we want to do. which is a bit weird when you think about it, because if our daughters did test positive at any point, we've then obviously been in contact with them and potentially are spreading it around as well. I think it's all to do with trying to keep everybody kind of moving and, you know, not disrupting work, etc. Quite quiet start here in the airport, which is not always a bad thing. So yeah, so they've been self-isolating. We've been kind of keeping it relatively kind of low key. I work from home anyway, so doesn't really affect me. And you know, my wife has been looking after and doing the homeschooling. So, you know, shout out to all the homeschooling parents out there who have done it. It is difficult. It really is. She's, bless her, she has done a cracking job. Right. By the way, that Krig loadout is pretty ridiculous. Sorry, not loadout. Krig ground loot is pretty ridiculous. It is basically loadout
Just inbound.
setup. That's one in here. I'll just put that there so that I can grab my loadout quickly.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
We need coordinates marked.
UAV entering the AO.
That's where.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Over there. Right.
Enemy UAV overhead.
You know what? I don't snipe usually. There is a reason for that. It's because I'm pretty rubbish at sniping, but I'm going to try
Be
something
advised, UAV is bingo fuel.
slightly
RTB
different.
for resupply. Enemy soldier incoming.
The trouble is, I haven't got a. I thought that was a headshot too fair. So I was a little disappointed with that. But yeah, usually my sniping's pretty rubbish. Although the K-Swiss is, I have got a few decent shots with the K-Swiss. So I thought I'd give it a go. But yeah, so pretty boring from a personal point of view, to be quite honest. Nothing really. Nothing really to kind of to say really too much. It's yeah, all a bit boring. From a Warzone perspective, to be quite honest, I've been I played pretty rubbish. I had one set of games.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
I don't think that's a person. Definitely somebody up there.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Jesus. Don't know where that feeling
Enemy
came from.
UAV overhead. Gas is closing. Get to the new
So I
safe zone.
might change this. I think I've got a stoner. Okay. First gunfight, that's good. Get the first kill on the board.
Gas is inbound.
That's, yeah. So you can hope for half what I had a heartbeat sensor then. Obviously not. So that's I'd come off of the I doubt they're still there.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Yeah, so I've not played particularly well. I had one game where I actually could have had my PB win, but only
Enemy UAV
lost on the. I came second effectively. To be fair, the guy who did win, he was better than me. He hit a really nice snipe shot. We finished the train and yeah, it was just a little bit, the gas kind of pulled towards him. I kind of was at the train building and it was going towards SOS. He was the SOS side, I was the train side, and yeah, it didn't really pull very well for me. So I had to try and, yeah, he had a sniper. I had to travel across some open ground. That was basically it, to be fair. Right, I wonder where this. I wouldn't be surprised.
Jailbreak. All prisoners are being released from the gulag. Get ready.
If that was my bounty. realise if that's my bounty either.
We need recon here.
Jailbreak is active. Watch the skies.
UAV entering the AO. Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Definitely somebody in there. There's somebody coming down here. Over there, look.
Hostile.
So yeah, I've not
Gas
only this
closing in.
morning.
Relocating the safe zone.
I was properly awful, like horrifically awful, and I haven't been sure whether to go with, because on the PlayStation, so at the moment I'm on PlayStation accounts. Oh!
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Hold the dead silence. See if I can. Okay, so I'm going to leave him there and get out of there and start moving with this. So yeah, I haven't been playing particularly well,
Gas is inbound.
which has been frustrating, really frustrating. Oh. It's not going to make this rotation very easy, so
Fuck it.
take
I'm
this
driving.
and off we go. So yeah, it's nice to actually get a reasonable start here. I've chosen the PlayStation ones at the moment just because there's no chance of hackers. People do talk about hackers as like Cronus and stuff, and I don't really mind if someone's got a Cronus too much. You know, they can't see through walls, they can't. Oh, there's somebody. Go on, slow down. Just. Oh. Somebody there. Yeah, you know, Cronus, it's absolutely, it's annoying. But they can't see where you are, etc. That's when the that was shocking, absolutely shocking. That's where having an assault rifle rather than a SMG really doesn't help me. I kind of paid for
This is the Gulag. Survive and you can redeploy.
paid for my sort of initial
tight, mate.
choice,
You'll
sort
be
of
out there soon
sniper,
enough.
to be fair, there. So not been going so well on Warzone this week, sadly, but hey ho, you just got to keep on rolling with it, and it will turn. So again, spoilers will be coming now, so please switch off if you haven't seen the results. But yeah, the racing, it was a decent racing. It can be quite exciting. The Assen GP, we had some good races over the last few years. It was nice to kind of be there again after not being there in 2020. But yeah, the racing, it was a good race, but it wasn't spectacular. Very impressed by Catararo. Rode a really good race, got a good start, and kind of managed it from there.
Win here and you return to the front
Can't
line.
win
You
this.
lose, your fight is over.
Not been doing very well
Sort them out
on the
or
Gulags
capture the
either.
objective.
Lucky there. Jeez. No, I was really impressed with him. He's
Gas is moving.
a really. Oh no, where was I? I was down here, wasn't I?
Make for target
I'm not going to
location.
get that. So it's salt mine then.
Scavenger contract located.
Try and grab a scan. This looks like it's coming in quite quickly though, which is a slight concern.
Supply box marked. Secure the package.
And I've already got somebody after me.
Objectives updated. Move to the next location.
Not even seen this as ground loot yet. Don't really rate the carve, and it's not got a sight on it either.
Objectives updated. Move to the next location.
That's in the zone, so that's good. I do like the Diamatis though. Because it's a pistol, it gives you really
Contract complete. All supply boxes located.
good movement.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
It's definitely somebody in here.
Loadout drop headed your way.
AR over here.
QBZ might be useful. I think this guy's just gonna sit here, to be honest.
Gas is closing in.
To be honest, I wouldn't be too unhappy to sit there as well. He's got a good position. Didn't expect a sniper. Didn't see a sniper.
Gas
I
is
think he's
closing
looking
in.
over at me,
Relocating the
actually.
safe zone.
Right, okay.
Less than 10 enemies remain.
I need to get that. Oh,
Less than 10 were still standing. The enemy took that one, but we'll be back to finish the job.
this is how that is how a lot of people play on PlayStation as well. I've kind of noticed that they're very sort of campy, which is, yeah, it makes it hard to kind of run around. But yeah, not a bad start, to be fair, so can't complain. Yeah, I thought Qatar did really well, got away, sort of pulled the gap, which was really encouraging from his point of view. Maverick didn't get that start that he needed. You know, considering where Maverick was last week, you would have thought that actually second would have been a huge improvement, and you'd have been really pleased with it. You know, second was pretty good, but we all expected more. I had him as going to be the winner, but he got a poor start off the line, which he kind of said was a bit of a clutch issue. Which, you know, whether it's true or not, it doesn't really make a difference. He kind of got away a little bit slower than his teammate Qatararo, who came across him and just slightly impeded him, so it looked like he had to just get out the throttle. And then, yeah, got stuck. I think he was fifth. I think even Rins? Yeah, I think even Rins was kind of ahead of him at one point. He obviously then got past Rins in the sort of melee that happened, and then kind of got stuck behind Nakagami. And obviously then Bagnaia was in first with Qatar in second. Now, what I expected him to do was to pass Nakagami quite quickly, and he didn't. And that effectively cost him the race, because Qatararo, even though it took 6 laps to get past Bagnaia, he got past Bagnaia and then could just sort of leave him. I think he was about a second ahead from a second ahead from pretty much kind of the lap where he went past Bagnaia. While Vinales was just stuck behind Nakagami, and it just didn't seem like he was trying to get past. He wasn't looking at all the options. You know, with the Yamaha, obviously towards the end of the lap is the kind of twisty bit where the Yamaha was really good. So actually going into the final chicane would have been probably where I'd have, you know, looked at from a Yamaha point of view to make those passes. And he just didn't really kind of get himself into the position that he needed to be in, which was a bit strange. It just didn't kind of make much sense. So, yeah, and obviously he took a risk by going onto the soft tyre at the start, the soft front, where everybody else went with the medium front. And, you know, in these sort of situations, if you are the one that has gone with something a little bit different, it either means you're a genius or you've probably got it wrong. Now, I think, you know, after hearing kind of what was said, etc., after the race, I think it's pretty clear that actually he was looking to get away first and use the soft tyre. Potentially, he would have been a lot quicker, a lot sooner, and just being able to bridge the gap, have a bit more edge grip, and kind of manage it up and down. And that didn't happen. And, you know, it was probably quite brave to think that he could get away off the line in front of the Ducatis and in front of his own teammate as well, who's obviously there not to help him. And so, yeah, it was. You know, he got sort of stuck behind them, probably couldn't brake very hard.
You've got gas closing in fast. Get to the safe zone.
And then, you know, what happened? He couldn't get past Nakagami, which cost him about 4 seconds to Catararo by the time he got past where, and Catararo was just in kind of manage it mode. He had a bit in his pocket, he didn't have to worry about it. I mean, he had a hell of a tank slapper as well. Halfway through the race, probably more than halfway through the race, but yeah, I mean, he lost quite a bit of time on that lap, but yeah, he just calmly then managed it after that, and you know, Maverick lost that race by simply getting stuck behind Nakagami. There's nothing else really anyone can say. Ooh, nearly missed it again. Nice start with the AK-74U. Got this better money. So yeah, it was. He was obviously disappointed in Parc Fermé, which is probably the understatement of the year.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Okay, can't see anybody on the heartbeat. So again, might have quite a slow start to this, just to kind of build ourselves up. So yeah, Maverick, you know, let's face it, he could have really struggled this week, just simply from the point of view that he had such a bad week last week. But he didn't. He came in, he looked solid all the way through. He led pretty much every FB session, other than I think FB4. Oh no, don't want to get rid of that early game. So yeah, you know, but we did expect him to win, and he obviously expected to win as well. He probably just wanted to make a point. But it kind of didn't work, and he can't really blame anybody else. He can only blame himself, which I think is probably not exactly what he wants to do at the moment, which I understand. But I've spoken on these streams about Vinales before. I don't think he is a world championship contender. I don't think he has been. He's too inconsistent. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, he's damn fast when everything aligns. But them sort of people.
Just inbound.
Requesting area recon.
UAV entering the AO.
Loadout drop headed your way.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Gonna annoy me for quite a while. Looks like that decoy's gone actually. Yeah, this MG, they've they've nerfed it pretty much into the ground, and sadly I didn't really get to use it before it got nerfed. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. Might change it out for the stoner. I've got a 3 times AK actually. That I might change it out for. I've tried to set my loadouts so that I can be a little bit kind of changeable depending on how I'm feeling. Can't
Enemy UAV
see
overhead.
anybody here, but can't be far away, I don't think. No, can't be far away. So going ghost already. Yeah, always kind of confuses the hell out of me. I don't know why you'd ghost really early doors, but to be fair, with this ground loot that we've got in Season 4, it is a possibility. Because the ground loot is, quite frankly, ridiculous. Not that I moan too much, because there's no point. It is what it is. So yeah, that's Maverick. The last person on the podium was me, and you know what?
You've got a loadout drop inbound. Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. An enemy team is hunting you. Stay alert.
Didn't see where that blip went then. Damn. And that's quite quickly come to me as well. The threat level, it's just gone down. Strangely. Robbing my bounty. I can't actually see him. Always worries me about dead silence. Where could he have been? Kind of at that slight angle there.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
A recon in there. I mean, this is oh so dangerous
Gas is
now.
inbound.
Wow. Could I miss any more shots? And I've got a rotation to do here as well, which not particularly great.
Enemy UAV overhead.
So I've got the AK now.
We need recon here.
UAV entering the AO.
Where's the other guy gone? That's really strange. That's really strange. Ooh.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Definitely doesn't have a suppressor on it then. We need that car. We need that car. So yeah, Johan here.
Fuck it. I'm driving.
He was third after really, well, kind of standard qualifying for the Suzuki guys, 10th. Wow, can't really hit that. Oh look, we're back here again. Got someone to the right as well.
Airstrike, you are cleared hot. Bring the
Loader
pain.
2-0, good copy. Cluster strike away.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Oh, I saw him right at the last minute then. Damn! Well, fair play, good eyes. So yeah, I mean, very good. You know, I think he was joking in the sort of press conference that there was a kind of trophy for the team that passed more people
Win here
than
and you return to
anybody.
the front line. You lose, your
Suzuki
fight
would
is
have
over.
it.
Time to earn your freedom, soldier.
Oh, that was lucky as hell. So yeah, I mean, what can you say? They just need to get the qualifying sorted. They're also struggling with the whole shot device. I keep seeming to die there, and was it there?
Marking waypoint.
I don't think I'm going to be able to get there. kind of need to though. Okay, got the weapons. It's a good thing. Why he didn't come and loot me, I don't know. Okay, no one here. Okay, so fourth was Johan Zarco. I had him as my podium contender, to be honest. I had Vinales actually winning, Catarari second, and Zarco third. So I was expecting him to do, you know, what he did really. There was no real fireworks. It could have been him and Mir, but it ended up being Mir. Am I going to be okay here? I think I should be okay.
Relocating the safe zone.
That was lucky. The AK hits like a train. The only trouble with it doesn't really fit my playstyle because I need something that's relatively good and recoilless at long range. And yeah, it's not recoilless at all. It's got such a kick on it. But if you can hit your shots, it really does do some damage.
Gas is closing in.
Marking armor.
Wow.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Out of my way. I'll drive.
We'll get in here. Bit more central, and then we're good to go. There's always people around the buy here.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
Requesting area recon.
UAV entering the AO.
Oh. How did he get out?
25 remaining.
Oh.
Turn the base
I just don't understand how he won that gunfight. I really don't. But there we are. He did. So yeah, Zarco, he again solid points, really good. Six seconds down from Catararo, and you know gave a good account of himself. Obviously, the highest Ducati. Bagnaia potentially would have been the highest Ducati if he hadn't have had his long lap penalty. But you know, did what he needed to do. There was no fireworks. There was no kind of craziness. It was just a good, solid ride, a couple of good overtakes. But yeah, overall, yeah, a job well done for Zarco. And the fact that it's not a Ducati track, Assen, I think you can be happy with fourth. Miguel Oliveira was fifth on the Red Bull KTM. The second V4 effectively after Zarco. Very much an inline four track. Assen, flowing, lots of changes of direction, where the inline four, the centre of gravity really does kind of help. The V4s tend to be a little bit more kind of cantankerous around the corners, so KTM have done some work on that bike. They really have, and the change in frame has worked absolute wonders. And again, pretty boring from his point of view. That there wasn't a huge amount of action from Miguel's point of view, but fifth place, 8 seconds from the winner. You can't complain too much, and I'm sure he'll be very happy about that going into the summer break. Bagnaia, he dropped down from, obviously first got overtaken by Quartararo. He then got the long lap penalty, which let Maverick kind of past him without having to sort of challenge for the win. Challenge for the overtake. The one thing about Bagnaia I thought was really good was his positioning. So his positioning of the bike of when he was battling Quartararo was absolutely spot on. It was a really good.
We're holding for deployment. Now's a good time.
It was a really good way of defending while travelling very fast. He obviously knew, and they'd obviously talked about it.
Enemy soldier incoming.
They'd obviously talked about it before, and kind of thought, well, we're not going to be very good at the fast corners, the fast spraying corners, so we need to kind of think about how we do it. And he was just pushing out as he was coming round, really quite far over to the curb. Not kind of what you'd normally do, but what it meant was that Quartararo couldn't kind of go down that side to then have the inside line for the next corner, and he did it there about 3 times, Quartararo, and just couldn't get through. Had to do something else. But fair play to Bagnaia and the Ducatis, whoever kind of came up with that. That was a really, really, really good ploy.
Gas closing in fast. Get to the safe zone.
Okay, right, the night. Yeah, they're a train station this time. Just for something slightly different.
Get it together and prep for jump.
It's a decent amount of time away as well, so it should be a little bit quieter than usual. I don't like it to be too busy. Great for all your high kill players. Oh, go away. So yeah, Bagnaia, I think he could be really happy with that result.
Clear to engage all targets.
We'll get a silencer pretty quickly. Let's see if we can find somebody here. There's somebody on the roof, I think. Right.
Enemy UAV overhead.
That should be, I think, everybody out of here. Okay.
They're losing ground.
That's a huge amount of money though, which is weird for train. So yeah, and then Marc Marquez, starting from 20th on the grid, had an absolute smasher of a first lap. And I think he was P11 after the first lap, fighting with his teammate. Absolutely superb start, and even though he didn't move up too much, I mean most of his kind of places up from them were because people retired or fell off. But yeah, you know, 7th place, considering the weekend he had, which, you know, if you didn't know, he had one of the biggest high sides I've seen for a long time. On the Friday, he didn't even know if he'd be able to even start riding his bike. On the Saturday.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
And that's taken into account, you know, he's already injured. Okay. Go with the Scar. This has been my gun that I am trying to load, to rank up to get this damn 30 mag, because at the moment I've got somebody here. It's got 25 mag on it, which is fine for solos, to be fair, but you can be caught short. If you're not careful. So you're somewhere
Marking
there. That's interesting.
Friendly loadout drop on the way. Gas is inbound. Mark the new safe zone.
Oh, that was
Enemy
good.
UAV overhead.
Well, they both ghosted. Holy. Hmm. 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 I said again. Hmm. Was that somebody? Yeah, that was somebody that was just dropping in.
Requesting make for target location.
UAV entering the AO.
Okay.
Gas is closing in.
Need to reload this scar.
Be advised, UAV
Okay.
is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Other side of train then it is. Other side of train. And then
Enemy UAV overhead.
a bit calmer now because we're not on the UAV. So yeah, Marc Marquez are brilliant. And the one thing I was probably most impressed about Marc was that he was fighting right until the end. So Alex Espargaro, you know, Marc is not in. Marc is not in any sort of like. So frustrates me when you see somebody and you don't see somebody, you just literally get shot and you're trying to get around a corner and you just can't do it. It's
Welcome to
so
Gulag.
frustrating.
If you survive, you earn your freedom.
Really frustrating. And it feels like PlayStation lobbies are very much like that. It's people are just very slow. They play the game in a
You're
very
up next,
slow
mate.
way.
Get ready.
And it is so frustrating. But yeah, Marquez, he was so good. He kept fighting right to the end.
Listen
Alex
up, soldier.
Espargaro,
Win here
you know,
and you return to the
he was
front line.
he was quite
But if you
determined.
lose, you're done.
through that.
Sort them out or capture the objective. Yeah, you kick their
Through
ass.
that last.
Stand by for redeployment. Fire sale is active. Buy station costs are adjusted.
Where was I? I was near Bank, wasn't I? What's the chances that he's... Right, if I go there... I know there's loot and I think there's a satchel.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
That's what we got. We have got...
Enemy UAV
That's
overhead.
not bad. We've got a Milano. Ground loot Milano.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. Enemy UAV overhead.
Would I take that? I probably wouldn't
Enemy
take that.
UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
Okay, this
Fire sale start. Prices are back to normal. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy UAV overhead.
we're okay with what I've got now. He's
Gas is closing in.
No, it's not there, so he's probably gone in that. Oh,
Enemy UAV overhead.
all these extra windows are brilliant when you are in these buildings. They're absolutely horrible when you're not. So yeah, so Marquez, absolutely brilliant, considering where he is on his recovery. The fact that he had a massive high side, that he
Enemy UAV overhead.
yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that was wrong about this weekend for him, but he absolutely did a fantastic job. And you know, 7th is really, I don't think, you know, to ask anything else would be pushing it. So yeah, fair play to him. He rode really, really well. He managed it, and again, it wasn't kind of like a crazy ride either. It was very much a considered Marquez ride, which is good. That's kind of what we want to see at the moment. Okay, I can't see anyone here. So 8th was obviously LH. I kind of
Being tracked by an enemy
might be a
team.
bit
Stay
harsh,
sharp.
but a little bit of a kind of non-race really. Yeah, there wasn't much kind of going on. They looked quick, but not ridiculously quick. It was kind of pretty tame stuff on Aprilia, really. Have that, thank you very much. Okay. So yeah, I kind of nothing race. They had a bit of a blast with Marc Marquez towards the end, which was good.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Nice to see there was a bit of fight there, but yeah, it was kind of just all the same sort of stuff, really. You know, could somebody have done more? I don't know. It was just one of those races, really, that wasn't a huge amount going on for kind of Espadaro and Aprilia. It was solid, nothing more than that, really. Probably a bit less than what we kind of come to expect. But you know, they're on a V4 as well, so probably not going to be quite as nimble as the other more established V4 manufacturers. We then in 9th had Nakagami, who, I'll be honest, he looked on for a much better race than that. I think he got himself quite lucky. But again, you know, he looked pretty strong and promising.
Enemy UAV overhead.
And just ended up not really sort of delivering.
Found a recon. Negative. Cancel lost.
That's in the main building scrapyard, basically. Should have really been ready for that and took the shot at him when I could have. Because them bikes are very open. Well, there's no armour around them at all. Not seeing
Enemy
anybody.
UAV overhead. The enemy lost track of you. You're safe. Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
He was closing though. That bounty gone orange.
Loadout drop headed your way.
So it does know roughly where I was. So I'll just move away slightly just to, yeah, make sure that got 7 grand, so could get a UAV. It's a bit of an open one, but trouble is everyone.
Gas is moving.
A lot of people have Ghost now. It's over towards my loadout.
Positive ID on the bounty target. Sort them out. Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone. There's less than 10 to
How
go.
did he
You can
know I
win
was
this.
there?
One of 25 remaining. Learn from the loss. Failures are from
Because he had a... Oh, got 10... I'll have to slightly extend it. Because he had a heartbeat. So yeah, no, it was just a lap where he kind of dropped from what could have been second, and then he dropped all the way back to kind of 6th, 7th, 8th, and yeah, ended up in 9th. And he just, I don't know, there's something about him. He's a really good rider. I do like him. But I just think he's just missing something. You know, he might win a couple of races, but I don't think he's going to be now a world champion elect, or even sort of pushing somebody for world champion. I think that's kind of where he is. He's got the kind of Honda factory supporting him, and yeah, I think that's kind of his level. But yeah, I do like Nakagami. He's a good lad. Seems to have a lot of. Just seems to be a nice guy, really. Which yeah, you'd hope he'd do as but better probably than he is, sadly. But yeah, no, it was. I felt for him on that one lap where yeah, it went all wrong for him. Then Pol Espargaro came in 10th. On the Honda after last week saying that he would copy Marc Marquez's bike. I thought that this time he didn't actually use any of Marc Marquez's settings. That the Saxon Ring bike was pretty good. It was treating him pretty well. So yeah, and yeah, he's just learning to ride the bike. And I wouldn't, I'm not a racer. I've never have been a racer, but you set the bike up to maximise your strengths, and his strengths are going to be maybe similar to Marquez. They've got a similar riding style, but they are going to be different. They're going to have different feelings. They're going to want different things from the bike. So to just take somebody else's settings, I just don't think is the right thing to do. Maybe follow the same sort of path with a few differences, but to change the settings, to take settings is just bonkers, really. And he'll probably be happy to be top 10. Pretty solid result, really. And then the rest, Alex Rins, 11th, he got taken out slightly by Zarco early on and went to the back of the grid, so 11th is a pretty good result for him, I think. And just, him and Brad Binder, who came 12th, were fighting. Brad, obviously, I think he left the grid at 21st, but 21st position, which again is just mad. Oliveira, has done well ever since to change the chassis. Brad doesn't really seem to have had the same sort of trajectory on his performances. He'll need to improve on that, but he has got a contract for next year, so we will see him. The Danilo Petrucci 13th, Alex Marquez 15th, Bastianini 15th, Salvadori 17th, and Gillot. Sorry, Gillot, I've more than likely sent your name wrong here. Coming in, I think he's done a decent job coming from World Superbikes on the Michelin tyres. Always very difficult.
Get to work.
I think, you could probably say that is a job pretty well done. And then the notable crashes, obviously, Jack Miller, a poor result from his point of view, obviously. It's not a Ducati track. He was running in about 6th, I think it was. He wasn't ripping up trees, but at the same time it would have been a decent amount of points. Take back to Bologna, ready for the horsepower track of Austria, kind of next up. But sadly it wasn't to be. I do rate Jack. I think he's... Can't hear anything. I do rate Jack, and it was a shame. But, you know, you're gonna, at some point, have to have a few do not finishes throughout the season. This was just one of his. It's a very slow speed as well. So yeah, I'm sure Ducati and Jack will be back on form at Austria. It is literally a perfect track for them. I'm conscious that there were I think it's above me at the moment. I don't think he's in there, I think he's up top.
Gas is moving.
Okay, later, but yeah, so Jack Miller, kind of not his best, sadly. Valentino Rossi dropped out as well.
Loadout drop headed your way.
Recon's inbound.
UAV entering the AO.
Try the Milano Scar again. We'll just... He's going to come down there.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
Nice. That was not exposing myself too much as I come out here. Excellent. Alright. not too far to go, which is a good thing. That pallet thing nearly gave me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, Rossi, yeah, after a promising weekend, I think we'd say, kind of ended up kind of doing the same as he always did. He'd slip down the field. Not exactly sure why. I don't think they showed it on BT Sport, so that was a bit of a shame. No, thank you. I'll have that.
Enemy UAV overhead.
So yeah, it's not very good. Okay. Gonna go for the truck, isn't they? Damn. Thought I'd be able to get him. Not probably would have, but can't have been there. Yeah. Lacona just crashed at the final chicane. Very slow speed, left his bike right in the centre of the racing line. Obviously didn't want to do that, but that's kind of how it ended up.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Okay.
Enemy UAV overhead. You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
I hope there's only one here. Yep. That's good. There should be no one around. I'm going to take
Enemy UAV
a
overhead.
Krig as it's my last game. So yeah, overall, a pretty decent Assen GP. Not a blockbuster. Not one that will live crazy long in the memories. But it's a MotoGP race, and there's always a lot to talk. About afterwards.
Enemy UAV overhead.
And one of the main sort of things
Enemy UAV overhead.
that's been talked about is Maverick Vinales and his potential
Gas is moving.
Make for target location.
UAV entering the AO.
always nice. Always nice to get a third party. Always bloody horrible to get third parties. Got nobody near me. These are going to come back for their stuff, aren't
Be
they?
advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
They just are. They just are. And yeah, the potential for Maverick to come out of his contract. Now, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago on a kind of in-between week about the rider market. and you know, we'll talk about Aprilia, and they're quite in demand, that bike, because it looks pretty competitive, and it looks potentially like there's a factory Yamaha on the table as well, which would be very interesting. Now, if the rumours are true, and there's quite a few sources, and quite a few good sources, that are close to Maverick, to say that this is a done deal already. So, oh God's sake, couldn't see him. GG's. God's sake. Oh, he's a potato as well. If it does happen, and we can see it happening because Maverick has before done exactly this with the Moto 3 team.
You're up, soldier. Now go sort this fucker out. Yeah, you kick their ass. Stand by for redeployment.
Don't normally win them, I've lagged and I've won all four. It's rubbish. Okay, one
Scavenger
there.
contract located.
That is a long old way. I'll take a slow sort of, nothing anywhere close to the TV station. No, we'll have to slowly kind of go over for this. Yeah, we have got sort of, he's got previous of doing it.
Gas is inbound. Marking you
He looks very unhappy, it looks very awkward, it looks very frosty, the relationship. It could happen, definitely could happen. So what that would do is leave a factory Yamaha available in the factory works team. It would also take the Aprilia, which, you know, you can kind of see it. I think obviously the factory Yamaha would end up going to Morbidelli. I personally don't see there's going to be anything else happen.
Supply box located. Move to secure. Gas is closing in.
Any gun would be helpful right now. So Morbidelli would move up into the factory team. I can't see anything else happening. But that,
New objective identified.
and that would potentially leave two Patronus bikes, non-factory.
Next objective located. Objective accomplished. All supply boxes found.
That's fine. Right. Right, we're going to move, and we're going to move quick. So let's go. So then you'd kind of think, well, okay, you know, who's the hottest property right now? You'd have to say Ralph Fernandez is probably
Enemy UAV overhead.
the hottest prospect.
Enemy dropping into the AO. You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Got your back.
You are one of 25 remaining.
What?
They hit us hard that time, but we'll settle the score.
Saved your
Unbelievable.
ass.
I can't believe there's two people there. Oh dear. So that leaves two Patronus bikes. Yeah, so Ralph Fernandez could be
I got the wheel.
the one that kind of pushes on there. Would he kind of leave KTM? So would you think that actually another year in Moto 2 would be beneficial? Potentially. But if somebody in Yamaha was thinking, well, you know, for the future he could be a factory Yamaha, we can give him a factory Yamaha in the satellite squad to see how he does. You know, that would potentially be something that they would do. I'm not so sure. I'm not sure if he'd leave KTM, or I think he'd probably be offered a ride at the Tech Trois KTM squad, which is almost a kind of work squad. They very, very closely mimic the KTM works team. And then it doesn't really leave a huge amount. I mean, Scott Dixon talked about potentially moving up from Patronus. That would kind of, you know, be an opportunity. I think it leaves Dovey in a really difficult situation if Maverick does then go with Aprilia, because you've then got, he's not really got a factory team to go to, and that could be the end of his career. So, yeah, it would be interesting to see how it all plays out. I guess we'll see over the course of the next few weeks. It is now a 5-week break until the Styrian Grand Prix. Might be Austrian, because I think they did the Austrian and then Styrian last year, and I think it's the same this year. We're doing 2 rounds there, but it's a 5-week break now. So I will do at least a couple in between next week and the week after. Just next week, and then have a week off, and then potentially do a couple of weeks after that. We'll be talking about maybe some tech stuff, talking about the rider lineups and any kind of updates there, and we might also be talking about maybe looking at, you know, a review of the season so far, the winners, the losers, and what to expect. I am fully expecting Rossi to come out at some point in this summer break and announce his retirement, which will obviously be a huge story. We might be able to kind of go back and, you know, go through my sort of memories of Rossi, because I started watching MotoGP in 2004, so, you know, really kind of saw Rossi on the Yamaha, you know, come through and you know, win a lot of the world titles. So, you know, maybe talk about what what I remember of him and what races I remember, and yeah, just do a bit of a recap of that. But I'm sure there's lots to talk about. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's Pinpoint UK. You'll find me here every Sunday at 7:30. And yeah, hope you have a good week, and I will bid you farewell.